Hi, I chose the children's story for my crash project. The title of my story is Jacob and the Bully. I'm not going to school anymore, 6-year-old Jacob said one afternoon. You're not? His mom asked, looking closely at him. She had noticed he had been very quiet the past few days when he came home. Several days his clothes were torn and very dirty. One day, he even had a bruise on his arm. When she would ask, he would just say he had been playing. She wasn't sure, but she didn't push either. No, Jacob said, I don't need school. It's stupid. Seeing his blue eyes fill with tears, she pulled him in for a tight hug. What's going on? Little man, I thought you liked school. I did, until he came, Jacob said, nodding his head across the street. Looking in the direction he nodded, she saw a boy sitting alone in his front steps. He seemed to be a little older than Jacob, definitely bigger, his red hair shining in the sun. Who is he? She asked. That's Ryan, he said with fear and dislike. You don't like him? His mom asked, watching his reaction. No one does, Jacob replied. He's mean. Is he why you have been coming home like you have lately? Unsure of what to say, his mom hugged him again. Suddenly, from across the street, a loud noise caught their attention. Didn't I tell you to clean the bathroom? They heard a woman yell angrily. I'm sorry, Mom, Ryan screamed, terror in his voice as he cowered away from the woman. They watched open-mouthed as the woman grabbed Ryan by the arm, jerking him inside, still yelling at him. Is that why Ryan is so mean to everyone? Jacob asked quietly. It very well could be, his mom answered, running her fingers through his blonde hair. Suddenly sounding much older than 6 years, Jacob said, I think I will go to school tomorrow. The next morning, Jacob knew his mom was watching him as he stood watching for Ryan to come outside. He didn't really mind. It helped him not be so scared. He watched as Ryan walked stiffly out of his front door. Noticing Jacob watching him, he snapped angrily. What are you looking at? I just wanted, Jacob stammered. Just wanted what? Another fist in your face? Ryan snarled. For the first time, Jacob noticed the bruises on Ryan. Even more, he saw the pain and anger in his eyes. Does it hurt bad? Jacob asked softly. Nothing hurts me, he said angrily. Looking down at the ground, unable to look at Ryan in the eye, Jacob continued. I saw what happened yesterday. Yeah, well, so what? Ryan said, trying to sounding tough but failing. I'm sorry your mom hurts you. Showing his first sign of weakness, Ryan said softly, It's okay. She just does it because I'm smaller and I can't fight back. She loves me. I don't mind. I'm tough. Walking down the street together, Jacob asked, Is that why you were so mean to us kids at school? Because we're smaller and can't fight back? Maybe. I don't know really, he said. Sometimes I just get so mad. That doesn't make it right for you to bully us, though. Thoughtfully, Ryan replied, I know, I'm sorry. After a few minutes, Jacob asked, So, you want to come to my house tomorrow? Something changed in Ryan that day. It was slight and the changes were slow, but they did happen. The more he spent time with Jacob, the more he changed. They became inseparable. 10 years later, sitting in Jacob's yard as they often did on summer nights, Ryan said, I leave for the Marine Corps in the morning. Yeah, I know, Jacob said quietly, lost in the thought about the day 10 years ago when their friendship had begun. Thank you for that day. Ryan said, as if he were thinking about the same thing. For what? If you hadn't been brave enough to talk to me that day, I don't know how my life may have turned out, Ryan said sincerely. Thanks, man. You showed me how one person can make a difference. Now it is my turn. You taught me a lot too, Jacob said, smiling. You taught me about inner strength and how a person can change if they really want to. We have learned a lot from each other. I'm gonna miss you. I'm gonna miss you too, Ryan said. Watching Ryan walk away later that night, Jacob felt a sense of loss. The loss of what was, a sadness at the closing of a chapter in their life, yet a sense of excitement at the beginning of a new one. The end.